System scan complete.
Hey everybody, it's ObiPEZ for Ensign Blake Spachenko. We are going to be doing some stellar cartography tonight. So this is jumping back into Distant Worlds 3. We are currently on our way back-ish to the the bubble, which is the location of the galaxy where most people do most of their work in Elite Dangerous. Currently, we're heading toward a location in the Hypua Pruae sector. This will be the second stellar cartography voxel that we're going to be attempting to do some stellar cartography for. And we've made it. Cool. So this is going to be our first system here. We need to change our navigation to filter out only systems, and the goal here is to count up how many systems are in this list and then log in our sheet, which you see over there. Yes, over there you see the spreadsheet. Currently it's on an incorrect, I hesitate to say incorrect, it's on a different tab, but we'll get it over in just a minute. So what we do is, I know that there are 11 systems on each page. So here, if we go down to 978 is where we want to move it up to the next. We want 978 to be hidden when we scroll down. So here, this is 11, 22, 33, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. It will only ever show up at a maximum of 49 systems, which, including the system we are currently in, that's a total of 50 systems, which are going to be logged as being in this particular area. The max distance is 16.4, which tells us, roughly speaking, the density of stars in this area, which is pretty dense, all things considered. This is where we are right here. This is Hypua Pruae FU-E B45-9, which is located here. So roughly speaking, kind of east-ish on our galactic disk, compared to if we consider ourselves in the Orion Nebula out here. Are we in the Orion Nebula? Orion arm of the galaxy, certainly. If we consider this to be south, and we are somewhere off to the east. Colonia is this southwest section right next to the galactic center, and for the rest of distant worlds, we made it all the way out here to Beagle Point, and one of the other ships currently is often a previously it's one of our previous waypoints. I don't remember which ship that is, but it's not really important. They're off doing maneuvers at the moment, so all of the quote-unquote science bros are over here doing stuff in Hypua Pruae. Interestingly enough, right, there is a nice large nebula off in Hypua Pruae. So this could be an interesting choice for somebody to be able to pick up the systems in here. Doesn't look like there's much in there, actually. Which is too bad. At any rate. What we're looking at is the... Let's see, we want to go further. Number 2. So we have locked in the first system, which has its density up in that corner. You can see that, again, this is the only one that we have currently. The rest of them are currently set to 0.000029845155, etc. This first scan gives us a stellar density of 0.0027, which is a full 2 orders of magnitude larger than the other stuff. So naturally, it's going to be significantly larger on the chart. What we are going to do, though, is log the current XYZ coordinates of where we are. So here we see that this is 18,590. This is the number of light years away that everything is. So 18,590 is our X coordinate. That is left-right compared to Sol being 0. Sol is 0, 0, 0. This is negative 98, which tells us that we are 98 light years anti-Zorth of Sol. And this is 25,500, which is in the north-south direction of the galactic disk. So if I hit up and down, this is what's getting us that north-south direction. So currently, 18,600 is this dark line right here, or thicker line right here. So we are at 18,599 for our X value. Our Z value is negative 98. Shoot. We wanted this to be down at negative 100, or 100. Oops. 18,599. 49, 16.4. Okay, so this was not data in the first one, but rather data in our third position. Okay, so let's try that again. Now we need to go... We'll continue down. Unless this is going to really seriously mess stuff up. I don't think it is, but... Nah, that'll probably be fine. And Y value is 25. Yeah, 25,500 is close enough. If we go up from here, we can actually find the next two systems that we would want by looking at layer -50. And we want to stay at 18.6 and 25.5 as much as we can. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to look in these 4 squares right here and try to figure out what the best bet is for us. I think this one is going to be the closest to our value that we want. Come on. When we're out this far away from the bubble, it really does not want to be selected, which is too bad. Alright, these are all pretty significantly lower. Like that one might be able to do it, I suppose. Is the other option. Yeah, alright. Okay, so this is at -50. XX-G be 44-14 with an X value of, that is 18.603. -50 by 25,492. It's pretty close to halfway, but just slightly further down southwise. So, okay. Then we go back to the system count. Jump to this particular system. And we're a little close to the star for this. That's alright. We are currently in the Mandalay, which is the exploration vessel. It has a, roughly speaking, 54 light-year jump range, and does really well with heat dissipation. So it's one of the things that I demanded of it when I was doing all the customization and engineering. Right, once again, we can take all this and we go 11 down to 906, 22 down to 11, 33 down to the fourth 11.8, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I should have figured probably, but it's fine. So I get 49. 49 here, maximum of 13.7 light years. So that is getting us a pretty significant. It's getting us a pretty significant jump in our stellar density, or perhaps assumed stellar density. And then we go up again. 18.6 by 25.5 is our center, and definitely we can hop right on over here. Realistically, even selecting one of these other ones would have been fine, right? They're technically closer to what I've selected as the origin point here. 18,600, well, 0, 25,500. Alright, this is Hypua Pruae. Oh, nope. Hypo free. TP-T B44-8. Alright, we get 18,600 by 0 by 25,506 05. Okay. Padawan. Oh, lovely. Nice to meet you. We been friends with the Knowledge Fellowship for a while. Currently playing some Elite Dangerous, doing some stellar cartography. So popping around some of the systems nearby, scooping some fuel to make sure that we don't run out, and then also doing spectral scans in order to attempt to visit the planets that are here. We are just scanning them from a distance rather than actually approaching them. If we do find a really cool one, this has 4 different biological signals. That might be kind of nice. Or kind of annoying. Depends. Most of the time, we don't even bother, realistically, even looking, unless there is a particular need that we have. Because discovering new worlds is great, but ultimately, we're getting pretty good exploration data as it is. So, game-wise, yeah, it's kind of nice if we go find an Earth-like world or something, but... Excuse me. Yep, so Elite Dangerous is a 1984 original computer game made in Britain, and it used very little graphics and everything else in order to make the world that they had. Naturally. Still just the start of computing. It wasn't until 2014, I think it was, that this version of Elite Dangerous I think it was came out and then eventually caught my attention. I've been playing Eve online since 2003, I think. And I made some interesting trouble in Eve. Ended up crashing one of the markets, and decided, you know what? I've made like my billion ISK or whatever, and I'm about done with that level of manipulation of the game. So instead, what we're doing right now, I decided to go to Elite Dangerous and kick around some of the stuff that's here, figure out what's going on. Right, yes, that is also me. Jeez. Freaked out that somebody else somehow logged into my table. Be very challenging. Alright, so that's 11, 22, 33, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Again, just to verify, because realistically, it might not be the full 50. Alright, so we have a max distance of 13.6. This is going to push our stellar density to 0.474. And now we have this nice curve. It's dripping down like, or dipping down like that. How many stars and planets are in this galaxy? Oh, Padawan, I don't know that you're ready for the answer to this one. Okay, so this is the immediate area that we are currently working in. Our fleet carrier is currently over at that bookmark there. Now you notice that it's pretty far down, and when I'm scrolling like this, you see all these different systems that I'm going by here. This is the Hypua Pruae stellar region of the Milky Way galaxy. It is the Milky Way galaxy, not a made-up galaxy as in, for instance, Eve. So, trying to decide how to explain it best. What I'm doing at the moment is we're trying to go basically straight up and straight down from the current area that I'm in and do some counts to figure out how dense the star clusters are for each of these sections. Reason being that we're trying to figure out what's called the Stellar Forge program. Stellar Forge was the program that made the galaxy in Elite Dangerous by taking the actual catalogs of the actual stars that actual astrophysicists and astronomers have logged over, decades and decades of research, and placing them exactly where we think they are. And then Dr. K. Ross, one of the people who was working at Frontier Developments back in the day, developed the Stellar Forge program, which basically modeled a way of creating a galaxy. And it said, okay, start with our known data, and then we're going to extrapolate out. And when I say extrapolate out, I do mean extrapolate out. So this is us in the Hypua Pruae sector, which is off to the east-ish of the Milky Way galaxy. Here we have Colonia, which is one of the human settlements off to the southwest. And then we have the Orion Arm here, where Sol is. And when I say where Sol is, right there, I do mean where Sol is. It is the locational coordinate 0, 0, 0, and then from here all of the individual locations in the galaxy were extrapolated. If we look inside the star system, naturally, right, we've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, wow, Neptune, Pluto, Charon, 9482 Orcus, 2002 MS4, Vanth, Salacia, Actea, Hiakia, nope, Hiiaka, there we go, Almea, Huaor, I mean, yes, this simplex algorithm. So I did actually teach that in community college. It's probably been about 5 to 10 years, but yeah, I taught the simplex algorithm of linear programming to a bunch of students. I eventually figured out how to do it for like all of the rest of the linear programming, which was kind of cool. Because in some cases it was like, oh, well, you need to manipulate it so that it ends up being a less than or equal to case, because it always has to be, essentially always has to be a less than or equal to case. My actual name, though, comes from is that a oop yeah, I'm not gonna be able to, you're not gonna let me do this, are you? I think this might be a constellation from Earth. Yeah, okay, yep, these are the constellations. Yep, Zodiac. Yep, it's the Zodiac right there. All those, and then we have some other ones. Polaris is nearby. Should be 20 degrees. But in which direction? Yeah, I don't see it. Could also look it up this way. Oh, wow. I was nowhere near it. Right, so I'm at a distance of 32,000 light years from Polaris, but if we were to mark out, right, this is 320 light years to the west, 210 light years to the south, and 194 light years to the Zorth. So up out of the plane. Okay, we got to get back to where we were. So you know, as much as I would be interested in having that, there would be the unfortunate side effect of not being able to melt that stuff down and make something useful out of it. free 2. I did hypo free earlier. That was a different section of the galaxy here. Okay, so now what we do is we go up. So go Zorth. Recenter at 18.6 by 25.5. Yep, and then we went 50 up. So doesn't really matter which one we pick. We just try to pick like approximately the closest star that we can to our target location. We're going to take this down in notes. This is hypo free PZ-T B44-10. It's almost certainly going to have 49 stars as a system count, but you know, don't do that. Don't just trust. Its stellar coordinates are currently 18,597 by -48, nope, positive 48 by 25,498. Okay. Now we jump. I'm going to trade these around a little bit, but same deal. And I'm now on the wrong one, so I need to flip this to hypo free 2, which is up. Alright, we do some mapping here. Probably gonna have a marketing problem with it though. Okay, check. 17.3 is probably reasonable enough. 1.2 is 1122. 33. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Yep. 17.3. Right. Up another 50. That one looks good. Go. Hypo free JO-U B44-1. Oops. 18 18, 590, 7 by 101 by 25, 502. Okay, and then again, 11, 22, 33, ooh. 44, 45, 46, 47, 49, okay. Whew. And then go up another 50. This is going to be the closest one. Hey. Okay. Again. Hypua Pruae BG-F D1145. Location 18606 149 by 225 497. Yeah. Boost. Nope. Behind the sun. Okay. Right. So once again, 11, 22, 33, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Up to 200. Work that time. All right. Hypua Pruae ZM-V B44-2. Right. Get the coordinates. 18, 5, 95, 200, 20, 25, 499.
Shift drive
charging. So for Padawan and anybody else who hasn't been here before, as I said before, my name's ObiPEZ. This is N Simplex Pachinko. We do mathy type stuff on Mondays and Wednesdays typically, and gamey type stuff whenever I feel like it during the rest of the week. We did just move this last couple of weeks, so like everything's in wild disarray, and I'm still exhausted every other day. So we're kind of seeing how things are going. I never finished my story, did I? So, yes, I did teach the simplex method as a part of an algebra class, like I said, many years ago, when I was working at community college, and then my family moved to the UK. My spouse got a job, and it's pretty nice and wonderful over here, so we're still coming back. Have no fear. Okay. That's 11. 22. 33. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, 11. 22. 33. 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. All right, cool. Okay, so if we go with hypo free zk-f d11-21, we've got that at 18,592, 250, 25,502. So yeah, my actual channel name and Simplex Pachinko comes from as if I were playing Pachinko on an N Simplex. I was doing a bit of research that was trying to figure out some interesting, like, essentially it was going to create a series of numbers, or I found a number that was kind of interesting. That's kind of like the characteristic for any particular Simplex. As long as it follows the, same Pascal type scheme, it works out, roughly speaking, the same. It ends up having a particular, like, characteristic number, which is the ratio of the sums of all the rows. All right, 11. 22, 33, 34, 35. Okay, 600, 500 is here. One of these, that's probably the closer one. Hypo free PL-W B44-0. 18,597. 298 by 225, 504. Oh. Didn't even do the last one. PLWB 44-0. Okay, there we go. think when it's time to get up, I may need to make another cup of tea for myself. Don't know how well we're gonna make it through the rest of the night otherwise. Nine. Okay, so we have here 11, 22, 33 at 19.5. TJ-HD10-38 is 18,599, 350, and 25,491. Ad break's coming up in 5. We'll probably expedite that as soon as we're done with this system. Okay, 14 more. That's fine. Got a whole bunch of them right here.
System scan complete.
Okay, up to 400. And then we need 600, 500 right there. Did I not do the actual stellar density? I don't believe I did. Okay, so 11. That would be 22, however, still counting the 14.8. So that's going to be 21, and the bottom one is the next one selected in the route. Boy. So 20. Max of 17.6. 489, 401, 25, 497. Okay. Be right back. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We'll get that tea going. Probably take about 5 minutes, so see you in a bit. Righto. Welcome back, everybody. So we are working on Hypua Pruae QP-L C22-6 is going to be our next target system. We have gotten the coordinates for it, and just need to jump out.
Frameshift drive charging. System scan complete. Fuel scooping.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Furthest away is 19.7. Nice. Hypua Pruae BU-X B44-1 with 18,599 by 449 by 25,502. Tonight is also hashtag not sponsored by the spiffing Brits' favorite, Yorkshire Gold. Wish I had a brand deal like that. Whew. Yeah, Yorkshire Gold tea is made like right up the road from me. It's kind of funny.
Fuel scooping.
if anybody is so inclined, we have YouTube channels which belong to this Twitch stream. We have at ObiPEZ and at NSimplexPachenko6542, split for gaming and math content respectively. We also have our math friends, Academy of Useless Ideas, Actual Education, Don Factorial, EN Stuckey, Zach from E to the 2I Pi, Meriwether Remark, Penn Center, Phobostream, Physics and Depression, Talos Teaches, and the Tutor Wizard. And did we do this yet? We did not. Okay. We also have our study buddies, who are learning some sort of math, usually themselves, and also want to go out and spread awesome news about stuff that's happening out in the world. So Rendeo, Math Spellbook, Fizzbuzz, Suna Ao, Walking Stick Library, and Damie are all friends of the stream. We've been over to theirs, they've been at ours. Good times. Alright, 22, 23, 24, 25. Hypua Pruae KE-M C22-1 is at locations 18606 by 500 by 25502.
Frameshift drive charging.
22 minus 2, so 20. Furthest is 19.8 light years. And then we go up. Okay. Within this voxel, there are no other stars apart from that one. And slightly outside, but Hypua Pruae RS-Y B44-1. It is 18,601. Oops. Pressed over. 549. I needed the tab key. By 25,511.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel sweeping complete.
Hope everybody's having a nice night. It's Friday. Woo! There we go.
System scan complete.
Alright, so from here, got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 at 19.8. log data on that one. Oh well.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete.
Right, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hypno free. G-O-M. C-22-3. 15 at a max distance of 19.6. This location is 18,580. 601 and 25,512. This one's good. Hypua Pruae ET-M C22-5. Again here 18,588. 651 and 25,5. 25,508.
Crane shift drive charging.
Yeah.
Fuel scooping complete.
Oops. Nice. Okay, so we're almost there.
System scan complete.
Alright, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. ATMC 22.5, cool. Maximum 19.8. And move up. Okay. Hypo free AG-A B45-1 18,577 by 700 by 25,501.
Crane shift drive charging.
Hayes 10. 19.7. Hypua Pruae YH-NC22-4 says 18,584 by 748 by 25. 519.
Crane shift drive charging. Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. System scan complete.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 20. Hypua Pruae QE-BB45-0 is located at 18,591 by 801 by 25,512.
Crane shift drive charging.
Also appears my paints have not been found yet. It's alright, I wasn't planning on having another of the Rogue Orions show up in-game yet, so... If anybody doesn't know, we've been running a TTRPG using the Fantasy Age system somewhat recently, and been doing planning sessions on Thursdays to kind of get some thoughts organized and whatnot. So the Fantasy Age RPG is a 3d6 system, and it's able to it's able to change the distribution of the dice a bit instead of being a standard distribution, which is just linear, literally linear. When you roll a d20, you get one number. So there's a uniform chance this way. There's a uniform chance of getting any particular number. In theory, all dice are slightly different and can mess up the results. But yeah, the 3d6 mechanic is interesting. My players have been steamrolling pretty much everything that I throw in their way. So they were humbled a couple weeks ago when I pulled out. I didn't have the mini at the time, but this guy, currently in the form of Lord Soth, however, in my game, his name is War. So we've got a few other kind of interesting things that are going on, and here would be B45-0. Cool. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The idea is that, yes, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse have shown up, and basically they only want to, they don't want to, completely destroy society. They want to terraform the planet into becoming habitable for their masters. And unfortunately, all of this pesky technology that these, other races have created is really getting in the way. So they've decided that they're going to end, or bash technology down to a certain level. Obviously, my party and everybody else in the world doesn't really want that because, living in a place with sanitation and stuff is kind of necessary. So rather than allow the world to be partially destroyed by these rogue robots, my party is going to go out there and try to stop them. Hypua Pruae UR-N C22-2 18591 852 by 25498.
Crane shift drive charging.
Alright. 4 to go. I don't think I'm going to jump back on stream. It's going to be like 18 jumps or something ridiculous. That was not what I meant to do. There we go. Scanning. That was what I meant to do.
System scan complete. Fuel scoop disengaged.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 18.1. Hypua Pruae ID-C B45-0. Alright, 18, 6, 19. One and 25, 501.
Frame shift drive charging.
Ah, that's not the one we actually want to go to, is it? It is not. RB-0. Oops. O. RB-O.
Fuels
C22-0. there yet.
Freight ship drive charging.
Alright. I think we'll probably call this good for the night. Let's head over to Rexa Savage, who is playing Elite Dangerous, provided we can actually raid. She is pledging to one of the powers, so we'll see how that's going for her.
Fuel sweeping complete.
The powers are basically a bunch of rich people who will pay you off to do whatever, because Pilots Guild, you know, we're basically just a bunch of mercenaries who will accept money for just about anything. So it it's kind of the way it goes around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with 17.1. This is RBOC22-0. Cool. Yep. Alright. We're gonna head over to see Rexa Savage, see how she's doing with the power play, and we will be back. Well, I'll probably be doing something on Monday for mathy type stuff, so we'll see how things go, and hope to see you all basically all week next week. Let's hope. I just, you know, probably get a nap before stream. It will be alright. So, see you all later. My name is ObiPEZ. This is N Simplex Pachinko. Catch you next time.